The Betfair Exchange fixed brush handicap hurdle. You know what I mean, Harry, and Thomas Crapper, the non-runners. Kate Duberle heads up. Stan Shepherd claiming 5. 3 is Yala Enki. You've just been hearing about Matarico, Aidan Coleman, 2 taps, looking for the Skelton double. Kruzhlinin, who was a Grand National fancy last year. Richard Johnson, Western Warrior. Brian Hughes, our morning line guest. Rath Patrick, Jonathan Moore for Owen Griffin. Ballybolly, Jamie Bargery looking for another winner today. Western Cape, Kevin Jones. Donna's Diamond, Ryan Hatch. Point the Way, Danny Cook. Theo's Charm is cheek piece for the first time today, Wayne Hutchinson. Similarly, Affair d'Honneur, Josh Moore. 13 go, here's Mick and Graham.
Thanks, Nick. 2 taps is the first one we see. This horse certainly caught the eye when winning at Carlisle last time. Pulled up a little bit in front, so you'll see this fella late.
By contrast, I think you'll see this fella early and for quite a long way. It is the well-backed Yala Enki, soft ground, a plus. Ran well in this race last year. On the downside, he's much higher in the weights and he's up against some improving horses.
Western Warrior, trained by the great doctor, Dr. Richard Newland. I smell a plot when I see this horse being well supported. He very eye-catching run last time at Cheltenham. Today is the day.
Kate Duberle is a versatile horse and he's a now horse because we've seen him recently, 2 weeks ago at Aintree, and he won a lesser race than this, but he won it pulling a cart. He's up in the weights sharply, but he's in the form of his life over hurdles.
And Theo's Charm is a horse who represents Nick Gifford. This horse he's not actually run that many times. He's only had 8 starts in his life, 5 of those coming over hurdles. Sheet pieces on this afternoon. This horse can be competitive on this ground.
And here we go with headgear for the first time again. It's Affair d'Honneur. Cheap pieces for the first time. They're big ones. They need to work because he's developed a bit of a lazy streak, this horse. A modest 5th at Fontwell last time. Those cheap pieces have to sharpen him up. Quick sticks.
Well, so often when the Muddies flying punters turn their attentions to the string of Venetia Williams and her Yala Enki.
The pack. This is going to be a competitively run affair, and I think it's fairly safe to say they'll be strung out at the end.
The sweat now appearing on the flanks of Yala Enki. Don't worry about that. It's a completely normal part of his makeup. He's about to go forward. So is Kruzhlinin. This is about to be a grind. Just short of 3 miles for the valuable Betfair Exchange.
In the shades of blue, Point the Way is close up. Kruzhlinin on the outside in blue and yellow quarters is often ridden handy as well, sometimes makes the running. Affair d'Honneur's back on the inside of Ballybolly, followed by Theo's Charm in a blue cap to the outside. Back in the field then 2 taps as well covered up alongside Western Warrior as they head towards the first. Rath Patrick, Kate Duberle, Matarico, and in the red jacket just to the right of your picture, Western Cape is the back marker, all safely over the first. So Yala Enki and Harry Cobden on this near side, yellow with the blue spots. Kruzhlinin now working his way to the 4 under Richard Johnson. In between them, Point the Way, out wide Theo's Charm over the next. And then races Donna's Diamond, followed by Western Warrior in light blue. 2 taps is just behind Western Warrior. Then on the right in the pink sleeves is Affair d'Honneur, the shades of green Ballybolly. Further back Kate Duberle. Matarico is still one of those towards the rear, along with Rath Patrick in a red cap, now moving up a bit on the outside. Over the next, Kruzhlinin, big jump from Yala Enki. Theo's Charm almost making a line of 3 as they make their way towards the turn out of the back straight for the first time. Donna's Diamond on the inside of Point the Way. They are 4th and 5th. Then wide is Western Warrior, wide of Ballybolly and Affair d'Honneur. 2 taps is ridden with restraint on the inside of Rath Patrick. Up the inside of 2 taps in that red jacket is Western Cape, and then Matarico and Kate Duberle. So they swing left-handed into the home straight and on towards the 3 obstacles down the straight. Yala Enki on the far side of Kruzhlinin. Kruzhlinin and Yala Enki matching strides. Theo's Charm on the near side is right there close up. Kruzhlinin really attacking that one. Over in 4th, Point the Way, followed closely by Donna's Diamond on the inside. Western Warrior is towards the outside of Ballybolly and Affair d'Honneur. Right over on the far side, running against the rail is Western Cape. Point the Way made a slight mistake there. Affair d'Honneur is being ridden along. He can tend to race lazily. as they head on to the next one. Just over a circuit left to go. Kruzhlinin, Yala, Enki and Theo's Charm, and these three have got a bit of a break on the others here, suggesting that the pace is more than honest as they race in front of the stands. In fourth, Donna's Diamond, then Point the Way, a fair Donna still pushed along from Ballybolly, and then Western Warrior out wide of Two Taffs, then Western Cape on the inside of Matarico, Kate de Burley and Rath Patrick all in a line at the back of the field. So about to swing left-handed away from the pack stands here at Haydock Park. Kruzhlinin with a narrow lead over Yala Enki on the rail, and then Theo's Charm, who's always been handy. Donna's Diamond is in fourth place as they run into the back straight, then Point the Way, Ballybolly. Two Taffs just making a little bit of ground now, perhaps under Harry Skelton, into about 6th or 7th place, racing between Ballybolly and Western Warrior on the outside, as once again they race slightly downhill towards the next. Kruzhlinin on the right here is Yala Enki. Theo's Charm is wide off them, jumping this one. Then Donna's Diamond, Western Warrior, and then Two Taffs, definitely improving a shade. Followed by Kate de Burley, just coming into shop. Blue and Yellow Jacket, that one improving, with on his inside Point the Way. Then Ballybolly, Red Cap, Rath Patrick on the right. Cape over the next. Yala Enki got in tight and nods on landing, and Matarico is the one that blunders and unseats the rider. Aidan Coleman there taking the fall. Try and keep you posted how Aidan is. A fair Donna is going to be pulled up. That's run poorly. It looks like Aidan Coleman about to get to his feet. Western Cape is about to be pulled up as well as they head on towards the next. Kruzhlinin, Yala Enki and Theo's Charm, and this is beginning to look quite hard work. Close up is Western Warrior, who goes very well in the mud. Then behind them, Donna's Diamond, Two Taffs, Rath Patrick driven along, Kate de Burley on the inside, and then a gap back to Point the Way, who's lost ground rounding the turn, and Ballybolly is the only one left in it. So about to swing into the home straight with 3 fixed brush fences left to take, and it's Kruzhlinin and Theo's Charm. Yala Enki coming under a drive on the inside, then Donna's Diamond, Western Warrior catching the eye out wide. Two Taffs is bearing down on them as well, about 4 or 5 lengths off the lead, just being driven along now though as Kate de Burley still makes ground up with the leaders. Theo's Charm picking up on the outside of Kruzhlinin. These two battling on. Yala Enki trying to rally back in third. The one that went at the back was Rath Patrick. Donna's Diamond, the grey, still has a chance. Western Warrior is just flattening out, so too Kate de Burley as they jump to second last. Still Kruzhlinin out in front here. Two Taffs has weakened very quickly indeed. It's Kruzhlinin chased all the way by Theo's Charm. Then Yala Enki plugging on in third place. On to the last. Kruzhlinin and Theo's Charm both on the pace all the way. Kruzhlinin lands ahead about 2 lengths, driven along by Richard Johnson. Theo's Charm is trying to come back at him. His second maybe just hanging left-handed as they race up towards the line. Kruzhlinin is all out. Theo's Charm in second. Very weary horses. Kruzhlinin very brave in front from Theo's Charm. 50 yards to go, and Kruzhlinin will see them off. Kruzhlinin wins it from Theo's Charm in second, Yala Enki third, then Donna's Diamond, Western Warrior in 5th place, then Point the Way and Two Taffs, and they look to be the only ones to finish.
For that.